welcome again to Elektro. We're at Infest Festival, and I'm joined by Winkie. So, for those that didn't see your performance or haven't known of you before, could you just introduce who you are, what you do, what you play?
Sure.
I'm Gina. I am the vocalist and I play keyboards.
And I'm Peter. I play bass and do some of the keyboard programming and the percussion.
Yeah, okay. And you have a very interesting look when you're on stage. I think one of my friends walked past me and just went, "They are something." So yeah, describe your visuals that you perform.
It was kind of a process from the very beginning where our appearance on stage is important because we're looking to create an experience. So it started originally with just the mask from the second
Yeah,
show.
we started with the masks.
And then we worked with draping fabrics, incorporating lights, video visuals, and then we sort of like the process of going through it ended up with the white suits. I don't know how many years ago.
Yeah, the white suits was something I saw Genesis at CBGB's years ago,
Mhm.
walking through the crowd in a white suit, stuck out, and I always thought, well, Genesis is running through there, a white suit and a sea of black.
I
It's
mean,
pretty cool.
in a goth festival, it
Yeah,
certainly makes you stand out. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
it's always stuck in my head.
And the masks. So is that because of an identity thing that you don't want to be seen, or is that more performative and there is a meaning behind it?
I like playing behind a mask. As vain as I am, I also, the whole issue of aging is a little stressful. So playing in a mask makes it easier. Well, it doesn't really make it easier, but it just became very comfortable to play behind a mask. But I do tend to take it off at the end
But I
because
also
the
think there's
reveal.
like a balancing, like we try to maintain kind of like a sense of like equal.
Yeah,
Where
that's
it's
important to us. That we're
so
go
I
ahead,
think like
Steph.
the almost facelessness of having the mask on both of us the same kind of continues that.
So it kind of gives like a slightly non-binary aspect to it as well.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely.
And is it meant to have a shock value to it as well?
We don't turn away from having shock value. So if it, I always say there was we performed at a club in New York once, and afterwards somebody came up and they were like, you know that scene in the movie where somebody's having like a drug meltdown in a nightclub? He's like, that's what it felt like. And I'm like, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because there was a lot of smoke during your set, so it's quite hard to see the visuals. Is that part of it still?
We weren't expecting the fog. We appreciated it. It definitely is something.
That's not what you asked for, basically.
We didn't ask or not ask, but yeah, it was. We've heard about the fog from a few people that were at the show. So
I just wanted to know if it was part of
your
white look.
Yeah, no, it was appreciated, but.
Well, we've used fog machines before. In New York, it's a little difficult because sometimes you can't use them anymore. But we've had shows where we've used a lot of fog machines.
I think it adds.
Sometimes they smell terrible, but
the atmosphere of this dreamlike kind of experience.
Yeah, exactly. And the name Winkie.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some of you are laughing at that, UK audience, but tell us why the name.
So with our first album, we had a review from a British record store, and they spoke of the duality of the name, and it originally started from we had a previous project that had kind of a serious name. we were looking for something a little playful, and at the time we were watching David Lynch's Mulholland Drive a lot. And there's a scene in that movie, the diner scene with the individual that comes out in the back, and the diner's name is Winkie's. So we took the name from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how did you get started as well in that case?
We've been doing music together for a really long time in various different bands. But Winkie started as a movie soundtrack project. Our friend was making movies, and he had asked us to score a film, which we did. And then we had a lot of stuff left over,
Mhm.
and then we just kind of kept going with it. And at the time, I don't think I was singing.
We sang on one track, and it was another process of figuring out what the right configuration was, because I think at the time I was playing guitar.
Yeah.
You did some vocals, and we kind of liked what we were coming up with for these short films, and we kept working on stuff, and then
Right.
eventually had enough songs that we started playing out.
Okay. So how has your music developed from then to where you are now?
I think it's interesting because Gina brings a specific quality to our sound with her distorted keys that
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
no,
thing.
it's great. It's people originally mistook her keys for guitars because of the distorted nature of it, and I think early on you weren't really exploring that as much, so it was
Well, no, I thought we were going to have this really light musical project with keyboards and, Depeche Mode like.
Mhm.
And then
Nope.
this happened.
Right.
And I always say, whenever anyone asks me, I have in my head this sound, and it's going to be like a Depeche Mode sound, and it never comes out sounding like that, which I guess in retrospect is probably not a bad thing. But
Yeah, I
in
mean,
my head, I think it sounds like it's very,
it's new, it's unique, it's individually your own.
Definitely.
And that's always better than someone saying, oh, they sound like them.
true.
Right.
That's true.
And then do you have like a favorite song of yours to play live?
Well, somebody just asked me this, right? I like to play a song called "I Will Not Weep from Every Thorn You Fall From." I can't remember the name,
It's your
and I came
title.
up with the title because we use a lot of noise. It's use a lot of pedals, but we actually didn't play it today. I was kind of bummed we were going to, but that's my favorite song to play live because it's very loud.
Yeah, for me it used to be "Tasting My Heart," just because I like the opportunity to play fast and loud. But lately, the song that we closed with, "Speed Excess," which is also kind of in that vein, has become my favorite because it was a challenge to transfer from recording it to live. I'm not as trained as a musician, so it took me a little bit to work out counting, which I normally don't do. So I was kind of happy, and now that we've been able to do it, I love playing it.
You find the timing.
Yeah.
And is there one of your lyrics that kind of means the most to you when you sing it on stage?
Not really. I don't really have anything specific that I can really point out to now. I do think that all of the albums were specific periods of my life, so they're reflective of that period in how I was feeling at the time. Like one was sad, and one was happy, one was angry. But as far as a specific line, I can't think of anything.
No, that's okay. That's fair enough.
Actually, and I like that people don't really know what I'm saying sometimes.
I was going to say you're a little guarded with
Yeah.
sharing your
Yeah,
lyrics.
I just say what I want. I feel like that kind of style of just letting out whatever comes out naturally is also just as important as having set lyrics anyway. So you might on the day want to change them. And that's important to you on the day. So
Absolutely.
Sometimes I forget them and then they change, but that's because I'm like,
it's
coming up. What am I supposed to
a
say?
unique show for those who attended it in that way. Though. So what's the most satisfying thing for you both in performing music?
I like specifically performing live and then getting to interact with people after the performance. It's interesting. We just did like a short tour of the States with our friends in Crush of Souls and different cities, just meeting people and finding out how they related to what we were doing, like different things that resonated with them. I remember in DC that we was talking to a woman. She was mentioning certain things that kind of we felt when we recorded the songs, and it was nice to hear that somebody picked up on those aspects
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
So it's, I think, being able to talk to people afterwards and having connections with strangers just through the performance is really nice.
I like that.
Have you had some particularly memorable moments with a fan then?
She was really, she was very thankful because of the way she felt during our performance. It kind of took her out of her day to day, and she was appreciative of that. And we like to take people out of their of the regular world, I guess you could say, even if it's for 20 to 30 minutes.
Mhm.
So having her say that to us, that meant a lot to me, and I think that's one of the most important things, or one of the things I value most about performing is when you're able to do that.
So that's part of the immersive experience.
Yeah,
that you were
definitely,
saying.
definitely. The whole plan is to kind of have you escape
Yes.
for X amount of time, but we do like to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Not stay
And-
too long.
And also, I think from performing, there's a sense of community that's evolved over time where we've met different
Definitely.
bands that have become very important to us, and performing at like Infest, meeting people from different places, and having conversations with other performers that are trying to kind of like push the boundaries on things, and it's really great, and get inspiration from other people and hopefully inspire some people at the same time.
Okay. So just two final questions then. So this is your first show in the UK?
First show, yeah.
How have you found the UK audiences so far?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
We had a really good
nice.
time. Everybody was just really great. It was nice. The same thing, during the performance, after the performance, people coming up to us, just being in the crowd for other performances was really nice. Seeing it's difficult when you see a crowd that's not giving a response.
Nice.
So it was nice to see a crowd that was enjoying all the performances.
Yeah.
This is like a motion.
I don't know why the lights have gone out, but we'll continue anyway.
This is more a comfort zone.
No, it's definitely
more immersive.
exactly. The crowd is it's a very positive vibe all around, which is nice. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had some rough shows, but not here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Good. Congrats.
So thank you.
Do you find that the team that look after you as well, sort of like different to what you've experienced before as well? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's usually an experience here or there, so this was definitely everybody has been very welcoming.
They're awesome,
and supportive, and offered to help out in any way, as if we've worked with them many times. So it's been great, and that's not always the case. So you do have to appreciate when people are giving you that support.
Of course, yeah. And last thing is just, do you have anything you'd like to say to your fans?
It probably doesn't seem like it's going to happen, but we are working on new songs. It's been a little bit since the last album, so we do have a bunch.
Yeah, we do.
Halfway there, so hopefully
We'll get them out.
next year we'll have those ready, and we're looking to go to places that we haven't been before. So hopefully we'll be able to come back to England and other places that we haven't.
Perfect.
And thanks for listening and watching.
Yeah, always.
Thank you both
Appreciate
ever so
it.
much for joining me, and
Thank you.
thank you for watching.
Thank you.